shit, sorry.
Now-
Audio on.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. This is our second podcast, and as we spoke about depression and suicide and everything else in the first one, today we have on board a guest. As we had mentioned that we'll bring on a lot of people. So today we have with us Natasha Chabria.
I'm Natasha, and I'm an IT recruiter, and I'm going to share with you guys my situation or what I went through when I was in depression.
You guys know me, you guys know him. I'm
Yes.
Shreyas, there's Kirti, and let's
Let's
start. So,
Alright.
So what was the first thing that led to depression? Or when did you realize that something has caused me to be here?
Okay, so I was just sitting, and mostly I would say it was overthinking that got me into this situation in the first place. I was just sitting, and I don't know, I just started thinking, where am I? What am I doing? Why am I in this situation? Do I want to be here? Do I want to be in this situation? Am I happy with my current job? Because people keep telling me that you're not doing what you love, and you could earn a lot of money doing what you love and everything. And I'm like, what am I doing? If this is not something that I love, why am I doing it? Why am I not doing something that I love? And what do I love? And I want to do it. What am I good at? Am I good at anything for that matter? Am I good for nothing? What am I exactly? So that is how it all started.
I would also like to ask, what was the duration when it actually hit you that you were depressed? What was the time of the year was it?
It was 2016. It was near
Last
around it was last year. Say in the mid, maybe after my birthday, in July, August. July, August it hit me.
Okay.
How long did it last?
It's still on, but it's not as much as I would say how it was in December, Jan, or
Yeah.
the entire year. But it's I'm trying to get over it.
You're in a better place than what you were in
Yes,
2016.
much better place than what I was.
Okay, so why did this happen?
So why it happened? There are a lot of reasons why it happened. Is because I felt like I had become like a people pleaser, and I felt like I had too many responsibilities, and I felt like if I don't do this, then it's not going to happen. If I don't do that, then maybe the world is going to end. If I don't even try, people are going to be disappointed at me, and that was one of the things that was affecting me mentally a lot. That what are people going to think about me? Are people going to think about me that I'm a loser? Am I a quitter? That I don't take risks? What are they going to think about me? And that was the main thing that just got me frustrated and tired at a point where I just went, where I was just drained, completely drained, and that is how it all started. Okay, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And so it was main problem was that I had become like a people pleaser, and I was like, everybody has to like me, everybody has to like the way I look, everybody has to like the way I dress, everybody has to like what I'm doing, everything, and that was mainly maybe because what I've gone through. Maybe from my childhood up till now, you don't look fair enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not a cute child, you're so thin, and then recently you're so fat, and then now you're gaining weight, you look so good. So there were such confusing signals that were going on with me. Do I look good? Do I not look good? And in such situations, you only take the negative things, you take the positive things.
That's true. If you're told two things, one of which is good, one of which is bad, you're more likely to take the worst thing because that's the one that affects you more.
Exactly. Because that's the one you'll try to fix.
Yeah,
The other one is okay.
Other one is okay.
And I think this people pleasing thing is a tendency that is induced into us by the society as well.
I guess
even as a child.
I guess this is not a problem for people born after 95.
Yeah, there's not a problem for people born after 95.
I think more later, not just 95. I think 98,
98,
99.
Yeah, early
Like
2000s.
Early
Yeah.
2000s
Yeah.
maybe. Or maybe they are not old enough yet. One or two.
Yeah, they are not old enough yet,
Yeah.
because this people pleasing thing is there in our childhood, that whenever some of the relatives comes, beta aa jao,
हाँ,
kuch karke
uncle
dikhao,
को नाच के
something,
Yeah.
something. So that performing.
And the adults back then were busy using us as trophies. Ki, look at what my kid is doing. Look at how my kid is presentable.
They still
And
are.
they still are.
They still are.
Back then it
are.
was way more intense because of the
No.
way families worked.
No,
And
the
since
way
it was
families
like,
work,
yeah.
but still nowadays
Now, see,
also.
now what happens is, like, I got a niece. She's what, 4 or 5 maybe. No, maybe not even that. What happens is, my sister records the videos, sends it on a family
Yeah.
WhatsApp group. Everyone now knows that my sister has a trophy kid.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now every time we go to meet her, we'll request that naach ke dikha.
Yeah. Or do that. Do
Whatever.
the particular thing that your mother was.
And I also have another niece जिसका videos नहीं आता है. So everyone goes there and they're normal.
Yeah.
Sorted
हाँ,
kid,
cool,
sorted
हाँ,
बच्चा है.
Yeah.
Cool. So
इसका पैम्पलेट नहीं मिला था.
हाँ, इसका pamphlet नहीं मिला था ये.
ये क्या करता है पता नहीं.
So that is, I guess, now it's a difference कि unless you tell people what your kid is doing, they're not gonna ask.
Yeah.
Earlier it was different.
People
The relatives
were
would come up and
inquisitive.
ask कि तू
Yeah.
क्या करता है.
Yeah.
And in general speaking, I mean, when I was a kid, I wasn't so bothered about the way I looked and everything. I mean, I was a kid.
Exactly,
my
you were a kid.
my mom is responsible to get me ready. I'm not wearing the frock. I don't choose the frock. I don't
Yeah.
even know what I like.
Yeah.
And it's like, when I grew up, it's like I remembered all the things. I didn't remember the good things that they said. I have no clue what they said. But all the bad things that they said, it's still in my mind. It's still, and even today, I mean, they might be saying it as a joke or whatever it is, but in family functions, or if someone old comes up to you and they're like, "Oh, you look beautiful now," and I'm like, what?
That's not
Now?
even a complete compliment.
Yeah,
Like I said.
it's not even a compliment.
That's a
compliment.
backhand slap, and that
Now-
affects a lot, because that subconscious thing that is trying to push away those negative memories, those negative things, comes back in a very bad way.
Yeah.
I can tell you by
Because in the
personal
entirety
experience
of
that
our life, we are
you-
still dealing with our past, and when someone comes and tells you कि नहीं तेरा past गंदा था, so it hits us heavy.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to deal with it, dude.
And it's not like these
that
were like
makes
different people. These were the same people.
Same people.
Who were
Same
like,
people.
"Oh, you don't look fair. What kind of clothes are you wearing? तेरा नाक बह रहा है, तेरे बाल कैसे हैं? ये है वो है." And I'm like, I'm a kid. See,
Yeah.
I was a kid at that time. It's fine. Now I'm dressed up. I'm all decked up, and I'm like, yeah, I have this eyeliner and everything. And then, "Oh, you look fair now. You look so pretty now."
Yeah.
Wow. And I'm like, what?
Hmm.
Now? What do you mean now? What do you mean by that?
Yeah,
And I'm like,
you make yourself get out of the bed कि नहीं आज है family function है, you should
हाँ.
be
Yes.
presentable.
I
Then
guess
you
all
then
of our generation has to mentally prepare to go to a family function.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Everyone has
Because
to.
that
Everyone
social
has to.
interaction was just like so forceful.
Like you,
And, oh my god, I have to get into that structure, and then I have to prepare that.
You have to be very presentable.
I'm yet to meet a person who has willingly said this in a very happy tone कि आज family function जा रहा हूँ.
I think the only person I've met is 40-year uncles who get free.
नहीं, people of
Yeah, our age ne.
and the most the thing that I'm most afraid of is being judged at family functions, because I was anyways judged when I was a kid, and now and that time it wasn't even in my control, the clothes that I wear, the way I look and everything. Now everything is in my control. Now I'm responsible for the way I look, and then suddenly if somebody comes up and says, "Bad today," and I'm like, memories, just flashing back in your face, and then somebody just comes up and says, "You look beautiful now." I'm like, no.
now is
I just took so much effort. I got out of the bed. I did something. I don't do this, and you're saying now I look beautiful. Like now.
You should see me when I wake up.
I know.
forget looking at you when you wake up or something like that. Even it's
Yeah, then again coming back to the difference between girls and boys and how they were treated.
No,
if someone
like,
comes to you, if someone comes to me, if someone comes to him and says you look fucking ugly, we'd like same to you.
no, this happens every time whenever I meet my maternal family. My mama and all, they criticize me about my beard a lot. Every single fucking time. They are like, अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा है, ये तो वैसा दिख रहा है. मैं आपका ही बन जाऊं, क्या तकलीफ के आपको मत देखो, मैं नहीं निकाल रहा हूं. So it becomes so irritating कि यार, why the hell are you comparing me with anyone? मैं तुम लोगों के सामने ही बड़ा हुआ हूँ. Why are you know tagging me with anything?
Why are you stereotyping him?
Your own punch.
Exactly. Like, and my father's side of the family, my paternal side, they come up to me and I was quite thin at this time. Okay, I was quite thin.
You lost about 10 kgs?
I did. And they came up to me and they're like, you look like Sonakshi Sinha. I was like, Sonakshi Sinha is fat, dude. I don't know now, but at that time she was fat and I do not like her. Stop calling me that. Oh, Ray, you look like Sonakshi Sinha now. You look so pretty. You look like Sonakshi Sinha.
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to feel good about this.
I don't like Sonakshi Sinha. And one day, when they said, you look like Sonakshi Sinha now. I said, I hope you're not calling me fat. I'm not fat. And everybody in the room was silent. Everybody in the room was silent.
That's convenient.
Exactly.
I was like, did I say something that killed somebody? I just said I'm not fat. And
You just spoke the truth.
Yeah.
That is the
I
truth.
was like,
People are not
are you calling
ready
me
to
fat? Because I'm not fat. And they're like,
oh shit.
and then they just started talking to each other. Like, ignored the sentence and just started talking to each other. Okay, awkward moment. They just started talking to each other. I was like, okay.
That would have been another blow on you.
It was.
I've gone through the beard situation once in a while. Like, every time I meet some relatives, one of them says ki, one of them has a very favorable opinion ki daadi acha dikh raha hai, the other one is nahi. Not supposed to be done. So there was this guy who couldn't grow a beard. He's one of my dad's friends. Not dad's friends actually. He's lamba sa relation hai.
He's someone, yeah.
I don't even remember. So he's like, I guess he might be able to grow a beard. I don't know. I've never seen him even with a stash properly. So he was like, nahi, daadi nahi rakhna chahiye, aisa. I was like, why? I'm like, nahi, everyone around you is clean shit.
So
what? I was like, have you ever seen people around me? This is like, ये मैं साल में एक दिन तुम लोग को मिल रहा है. Otherwise, I'm completely bearded लोग के साथ ही रहता है मैं. So I was like, नहीं, still like, जब job के लिए apply करोगे, वो etc. Finally, I was like, ठीक है, uncle आपने कभी दाढ़ी उगाया है क्या? He was like, नहीं, try करके देखो, अच्छा लगता है. To which he was like, okay.
He had nothing else to say.
He had nothing else to say.
Not something that he has done.
Initially, when I just started thinking about growing a beard long, and initially when someone said it's looking bad, it would make me conscious. If it's looking bad, I guess I should get rid of it. And I got rid of it 4 or 5 times like that before it would even get any length. And one fine point, I just realized, fuck everything. मेरे को दाढ़ी चाहिए.
Yeah, exactly. What you want. And this
getting what you want.
Yeah. And us being guys, even if someone tells us that you're looking like shit, it affects us for a while.
For a while, yes.
Put as much effort as a woman is putting into her appearance and her mental stability as well.
No, but if you are poked around, not just the beauty part of it, but the other aspects of your life also, like you and me have faced that of being fat, basically. So yeah, relatives judge you like hell.
Yeah.
I remember when I was fat. I was fat. You know me. So I was like, I used to be indirectly taunted ki weight ज़्यादा है या ऐसा वैसा. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do something about it. I lost 25 kgs. I was as thin as fuck. I was thin like you. And then I used to go to the functions and like, and now I can show the relatives कि dude मैंने पतला. इतना पतला क्यों हो गया तू? दोनों तरफ से क्यों मार रही है तुमने मेरी? पहले तो अच्छा दिखता था, बोला चप्पल निकाल के मारूंगा तुमको, दोनों तरफ से मत पकड़ो मेरे को. So then I lost it. I'm like, yeah, dude, I did that not just for myself but for you also कि यार तुम लोग मेरे को ये बोलना बंद करोगे. But let me tell you frankly, relatives judge करने वाले हैं, parents इतना नहीं करते हैं. But आजू-बाजू में family function में
my mom has never called me ugly.
Why would I?
My mom does it every morning. My mom क्या ये कैसा दिख रहा है?
नहीं
T-shirt fit नहीं हो रहा तेरे को.
वैसा नहीं, like T-shirt fit नहीं हो रहा है वगैरह. Other in a joking way, it's different.
Yeah.
On a very serious note, if you ask your mother कि मम्मी मैं अच्छा दिखता हूँ, she's not gonna say no. हाँ तो अच्छा ही दिखता है.
And in your case, I would say you were actually that you were that fat and you were that bulky, and then you reduced the situation. But in my case, thin. I was thin. I was cute. I was acne free at a point, and and I had the most flawless skin, and I was a cute child, and I was very fast. I was smart. I started walking walking first before than my brother did, and we were like 8 days apart. But then he still used to get more attention than I did. He still was pampered more than I was. He still got more importance than I did. And it's not like and my parents think I don't remember all this, but I do. I do remember. Even if I was like 3 years old, I still remember.
Things stay because
it's not the incidents, it's the way, it's the pattern that stays.
And it's like
it's a pattern that stays.
If I was something, if I was ugly, or if I was, if I had like deformed teeth, or if I had like something teda meda, I could have, gotten a surgery, I could have gotten something fixed and everything. But when I see my pictures, and I was good enough.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Like, what do you want me to change? Like, what do you want me to do? Right? Yeah. I mean, I couldn't lose weight. I was already thin. I had bones. I had freaking bones. I had nothing in me.
We all do.
Then
she had just bones.
Just bones, no fat. Then I gained weight. Then they were like, same case, you gone fat. What's wrong with you? Why are you so fat? And then there was a time when I was fat. But then I was not thin, like how I was thin.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, now you look better. Now you look better. Now you look better. Oh, now you look fat. Now you look better. Now you look fat. Better, fat. Like, either tell me I'm better or either tell me I'm fat. Don't confuse me.
Things.
Because I'm gaining weight because of you, so that I can look better. Because you're telling me I look better when I'm fat.
Yeah.
So now I'm fat. Now then actually if you're telling me I'm fat, I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? And it's like I was getting influenced by a lot of people, specifically my relatives. Even though, they're not considered the only people that come to your wedding and eat, and then maybe your good barai and then eat, and then come to your house and eat, and the only people who come and eat and meet you. Yeah. That's it.
Eat and eat.
But the things that they say to your child affects them. Even if if your parents are taking it as a joke, it does affect the child. So you're supposed to think before you say anything in front of the child.
As children, I guess we don't know the difference between a real statement and a joke.
Yeah. I don't think any child does.
Any child does. Yeah.
That is the age where, at least the age that she's talking about.
But see, this podcast is for young people, and we cannot change the mind of the adults who are doing this. So this, whatever we are facing is for you to understand that everyone goes through the same thing, and we shouldn't take their comments, their judgments seriously, because they don't know what you have been through, what we have been through. They just see you for one day in 365 days and they judge you, and they don't have the right. So ignore them or take it as a joke, because otherwise if you take it seriously, you'll end up like us. Yeah.
And also one more thing I like to add to that, during the 90s, people did not care what they were saying in front of their child. They were hitting their children and everything.
There was no filter.
And nowadays they're like, you can't touch your child, a teacher can't hit a child. And I was like, where was I? I was involved in this situation.
I personally don't like this, the teacher can't hit the child. That is sometimes necessary.
Yeah, sometimes it is necessary, but this rule was passed on because of the severity
of suicides and everything that was going on.
If you hit a child who is over 12 or over 13, it's stupid.
Going to happen.
If you hit a child during puberty, it's stupid.
The problem with the previous generation was they did not know when to stop. They just kept on hitting. And now they're like, इन्हें मारना ही नहीं है. अरे तुम
ऐसा नहीं होता है.
It's not a fucking addiction. You know why to do it. Just stop. You realize when the person is a teenager or when they are desiring respect as an adult. You stop then. Then you start inducing the sense of logic into them, not by just force.
Not force.
That's what I mean. Before the situations were different. Now the situations are different.
Yeah,
Before there were no society rules. Now there are society rules for your child before you say anything or do anything. So maybe that time there was a freedom for our parents. You know, we can screw up our kids and they'll still be fine because that's what happened to them. And now it's like, okay, we can't do anything. So I mean, if we do anything, we're gonna be blamed, and you know, so they have to be safe.
And
so I mean, they were like different times.
The problem with this gap now is that everyone our age has become very rebellious and very शादी नहीं करेगा. खड्डे में जाओ सब लोग. मैं शादी नहीं करेगा.
हाँ, मैं शादी नहीं करेगा. That has become standard.
That has become standard, and it is good.
Forget that. I have a younger cousin. He's what 10, 12, 13 back when that incident happened.
The same gaming guy we talked about in the previous podcast.
Not gaming, but this guy, I'm not sure of what we talked about in the last podcast. So this guy was like कि मुझे ये चीज चाहिए. He became जिद्दी. उसको मारा, मॉम ने मारा, डैड ने मारा. नहीं सुनने, मैं खाना नहीं खाऊंगा, मुझे नहीं मालूम, मुझे वो चीज चाहिए. And he actually used to skip dinners and all. He is skinny as fuck, but still he used to do that. And वो जब तक उसको वो चीज नहीं मिलती थी ना, वो वैसे ही करता है. वो अभी भी जाके मतलब अभी नहीं करता है, अभी कंपैरेटिवली कम हो गया, बट पहले जाके वो कबर्ड के ऊपर जाके बैठ जाता था. मैं नहीं उतरूंगा जब तक वो मुझे नहीं मिलेगा. वो कबर्ड से
इंटरेस्टिंग चॉइस ऑफ वेपनरी.
कबर्ड से गिर चुका है, हाथ तोड़ चुका है, हॉस्पिटल में जा चुका है, बट नहीं, मुझे वो चीज चाहिए.
My parents dealt with this really nicely.
खाने मत खा, बाढ़ में जा.
Simple as that. बाढ़ में जा. Fine, you don't want to have dinner, don't have dinner. And I starved for 1.5 days and finally realized कि आमरण उपोषण में भी अंडा को सूट करता है, अपना डिट नहीं.
And I would respect that because that in a way is respecting your child as an adult. It makes the child understand कि ये तेरा life है dude. You have to make choices. You cannot keep asking every time. तो if you decide कि तू खाना नहीं खाएगा तो consequences भी तेरे पे ही है. We are not going to be there to change the consequences. So face the consequences. So facing the consequences is a way of showing respect to someone else. And I think that's what we did not go through.
Of course, then after
we didn't go through, but
that brings a frustration as well.
But yes, my parents just didn't leave it at that कि खाना है तो खा पाएंगे. After my anchan broke, they would explain to me why you really don't need it. Yeah, you want toys, you have enough toys. Finish playing with those toys.
It's just a capsule of reality that every parent needs to give to his child.
No, but on the retrospect, like when you give someone a choice, if a kid, he's what, 12 years old, he doesn't understand what a choice is, what a consequence is. उसके दिमाग में वो वैसा नहीं बैठ जाना चाहिए कि भाई ऐसा किया तो मेरे को खाना नहीं मिलेगा. So वो डर नहीं होना चाहिए. A parent should understand of when the child is growing up and उसको कहाँ guidance चाहिए.
Exactly, a child, I guess.
No, what
का part has to be molded around 5-6 years old.
That's something
होने के बाद there is not a lot that can be changed.
And that too should not be broken. That should be molded.
So coming back to the topic of depression, because we've strayed a lot. We've strayed a lot.
Because these
are all related.
These things
are all related though.
So this leads us to talking about frustration. Because all of these
things do relate to frustration.
एक अलग frustration का ball आ जाता है, which is very generalized.
You can't point out कि मैं इस चीज की वजह से frustrated.
We get frustrated, and when we blast, people consider that tipping point being the reason of that blast, and they're like
the last time we spoke that your instance of just throwing a pen at someone, which was like तेरे को इतना गुस्सा क्यों आया, हुआ क्या है? And you said you cannot. You go.
Yeah. So in terms related to that, frustration does pile up. Be it whether it's 20 years old or whether it's 15 years old or whether it's just 5 minutes fresh, doesn't matter. It does pile up, and then when when it piles up during your depression phase, it's just even more frustrating, and it just keeps piling up and up and up. And then it gets even harder when you're in depression. It's because you start overthinking. What's going on? Why this is happening? Is it because it happened because of this? Is it because of that? And there are so many reasons. And then ultimately, you just break down. You just break down. All you want to do is sit at home and cry, or cry in the night in bed, because you can't cry in front of your parents, you can't cry in front of the society, because you showed that kind of maturity and that kind of strong, that you're strong enough and you don't cry, and you can handle yourself. But then the pillow is your only friend during depression. It's like that. So this all comes out mostly when your frustration is piled up and you have no one to talk to.
So, what did you go through during depression?
So, during depression, I just wanted to talk to somebody so that they could understand what I'm going through, and so that I could feel light. Is because what I've been taught कि अगर बता दिया कम हो जाएगा. If you tell it to someone, it will reduce. So if you talk to someone, maybe your heart will feel lighter, maybe your brain will feel lighter, maybe you will feel good about it. So that is what I was seeking to, that I'll talk to somebody. But I spoke to someone my age, didn't work out. He could not understand a single word I was saying. And this is me even when I was this is me during a relationship also. I had spoken to my so-called partner, and he couldn't understand either. I spoke to the same sex, like I spoke to a female friend, didn't work out. And I was just wondering, how do I explain things to people? Because I've tried explaining it in a simple sense, difficult, complex, and I started this also added on to my depression, is because I thought I couldn't explain things to people. The problem mere mein hai. It was my problem. It is I have to deal with this now, because I can't explain my problems. So I'm not even worth it. It was like that.
So it became worse for you that people won't understand.
Yes.
And
yes.
You can tell when someone understands and when someone doesn't.
When someone doesn't, it's because how they react and how they behave with you later on. And the main mistake that I think I did was not go up and talk to my parents. One fear being that, maybe they will get disappointed that, how my child has gone through this, because depression is not considered, like, it's like literally like a disease or like a mental illness ki mere bacche ko ye kaisa ho gaya. Because I've kept her so happy. I've given her everything. I've given her the food that
different deal.
So why is she going through depression? What's going on? Have I done something wrong? I don't want my parents to think that they're responsible for my depression. So that was the part. It's like if my friends can't understand, why will my parents? That was like that, because I was like, oh, my friends are important, my parents are important. So if I can explain it to my friends, then I can mold it, mix it, and then tell it to my parents.
Dilute it,
But those people नहीं समझ.
हाँ, तो मैं अपने माँ बाप को कैसे बताऊँ? And I'll be like, oh shit, what do I do? What do I do? And then I felt alone in a crowded place or in a crowd. I just felt alone in a crowd. And there was a situation when I just didn't want to sit alone at home. If I was alone at home, I don't know, I thought I was going to get crazy. I thought, somebody's standing there, somebody's looking at me, and I don't want that person to be looking at me. I just wanted to be in that corner, and I just want to sit there and just keep my head down, not look anywhere. And I was paranoid. I got paranoid. And there was a time where I just wanted someone to just sit next to me. Don't talk, don't say anything, just don't leave me alone. Just sit there.
Yeah.
I will be quiet, you be quiet, just sit there. That's it. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
I guess people can't even do that.
No, people didn't have the time. But then now when I think about it, it's okay. I mean, it's okay. You can't expect people to have time.
It's not about expectations. It's about if they don't know what you are going through, then they cannot understand the depth of or the importance of they being there. Now, if you open up to someone who has been through that hell, they'll understand of what to do, what not to do. So yeah, what you tried of talking with your peers with the same sex when someone else. I also did that, and I also was stuck on that zone. Here, am I the weird one am I the weird one in the college? Like यार कि जिसकी किसके साथ जमती नहीं है, जिसको कोई समझ नहीं सकता. And after a point I was like, यार, what should I do? Should I change my clothing? Should I change my hairstyle? Should I change my specs? Should I change my what should I change for the society, for my peers to accept me? Am I that weird? Am I an alien for them? Because I sound different, I do different things, and I'm going through different things. And it has been what I graduated in 2012. It has been 5 years, and I'm different to them. And after a point of time, I've accepted that yes, these guys are different. I am different. They are going through different things. I'm going through different things. But it took me a lot of time to do that. Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to talk about, because one thing that she told us that you've been through the phase of stress eating. Stress eating is something that we have done. All of us have done.
I've not done stress eating. I've just done binge eating because I wanted to eat.
So she has gone through a phase of stress eating I
haven't gone through that.
Mm-hmm. So my stress eating phase was basically I just ate anything. Whether I like it, whether I don't like it, I was going to eat it. Even if I was full, I was going to eat it. Even if I'm happy, I'm going to eat. If I'm sad, I'm going to eat. If I'm angry, I'm going to eat. The only thing I could think about was eat. If I'm right about to, if I'm going to go on stage, give me a burger, bitch. If I'm
stress eating.
if I'm going to go in front of the camera, if I'm going to talk to somebody, if I'm going to talk to somebody new, if I'm going to go meet a stranger, give me something to eat, give me something to eat, give me something to eat. And it wasn't like I was taking like a time span. I noticed this because when I was home and I was just stressed out about my exams, I realized I first ate popcorn. It took me 5 minutes to finish. Then I made Maggie. Again, 5 minutes to finish. Then I made omelette sandwich. And then I ate that. And then again I made something of eggs and I ate that. And then I ate biscuits. And then I had coffee. And then I had tea. And then I again had biscuits. Then I had toast. So, and then I had cake that was left over. And then I think there was leftover chapati. I had chapati. I don't even have chapati. I use chapati and jam, and I've never eaten chapati and jam. Like never. Chapati, I'm having chapati and jam. Then I'm like, chapati khatam ho gayi. Okay. Bread and jam. Bread and butter. Toast and butter. Ye butter. Wo butter.
And this was in the span of how many hours?
This was
how many hours?
This was in a span of say around 2 hours. I had eaten so much of food. I kept on eating. Okay, eat. There is a book in my hand. I'm eating. That's the only thing I was doing. Eating. And I kept on eating. And I was like, there was no limit. And my mom was like, what is wrong with you? Why are you eating so much? And I said, I don't know. Because my mom got up the next day, she was like, there's nothing in the house to eat. What's wrong with you? I said, I ate everything. I don't know. And after everything got over, I was still hungry. I just didn't know what was going on. And I didn't feel like hungry from here. I was just like, no, I want to eat.
Khana chahiye.
I want to eat. That's it.
It wasn't a physical need, it was a mental need.
Yeah, it was a mental need. I just wanted to eat. That's it. And then I started gaining a lot of weight at that situation, and that is when, my relatives, when I used to meet my relatives, they were like, oh,
Sonakshi
Sinha, you look so pretty now, you look this, you look that, you look like Sonakshi Sinha, you have cheeks now. And I was like, I had cheeks before also. So you have cheeks now, you have arms now, and you have, you look good. You look like khate pite ghar ka. And it's not like कि मैं पहले खाते पीते घर की नहीं थी, मैं पहले भी खा रही थी. But I was fit, and now I had gotten fat. And then I just kept eating, and I was like, okay, you're liking that, I'll eat more. I kept eating.
Yeah, because that correlated.
Yeah, it just correlated. So I kept eating.
Yeah.
Ate and I ate. Then I got addicted to fast food. I started having a lot of burgers, even in my office. I had become like a McDonald's brand ambassador. Even like day before yesterday, I've been in Pune for so long. Day before yesterday, I went to McDonald's and they're like, "Madam, आपने बहुत दिनों से order नहीं किया, home delivery नहीं दिया." And I was like, नहीं, वो मैं shift हो गई. I just shifted to Pune, so I'm like, order मैं वहाँ पे order करती हूँ लेकिन no, he doesn't. I'm not ordering there. So I'm like, I don't want to offend you or anything, but I'm not ordering there. So that was a situation. I mean, I was like a McDonald's brand ambassador. If I went to Domino's, people knew me. Arey madam.
The regular. It's the regular.
McDonald's, Subway. Oh, suppose it? Oh, chicken teriyaki. What do you feel having today? And I was like, and it wasn't like just Subway with.
She's the person who actually had the sub of the day. I've never had the sub.
I generally have the sub of the day because that's.
I've never had that.
I've used Subway as an emergency hunger option.
No, I just used Subway. Okay. So I was like,
privileged.
I was like double cheese, all the sauces. I don't even like all the sauces. All the sauces, cabbage, all the whatever was there. Sab dal do. Nahi pasand aaya to bhi dal do. And it wasn't now my capacity. Even before my capacity of it was like having one sub, right? I used to have 3 subs.
And
3 subs.
And
like,
from
okay, bring it on. Ek ke baad ek. And I remember this. I was out on a date, which was a very bad thing. That guy was surprised.
How won't be? Like I can.
That is it.
Yeah, I mean, I can have 1 foot long, and I guess. वो भी ज़्यादा हो जाता है.
Footlong भी ज़्यादा हो जाता है.
Imagine I had 1.5.
2 subs.
हाँ, नहीं मतलब.
I had 1.5. Imagine a foot long and one more half 6-inch sub, and I was like,
और चाहिए.
Yeah, and this after eating this, after say within half an hour, I want to eat something. I got chips. Then I got juice.
So
Poor guy.
From this stage, from stress eating, I saw you at a point where you weren't eating even when you were told to eat.
Yeah.
Because I remember this faintly, vaguely. Where she comes out in the evening and we are talking, and we are just like, yeah, what did you have for lunch today? I have not had food in like, कल से कुछ खाया नहीं है.
So can we call this like fairly a first stage of anorexia?
No, it's not anorexia because see, anorexia means
you purposely don't eat.
You purposely don't eat.
Yeah, but weren't you doing the same?
I was
No, you don't feel like eating.
You want
You
to
don't
I
feel
was
like
eating.
eating. Yeah.
It wasn't that she wasn't eating compulsively. I guess as long because see, even I've gone through that phase a bit. Sometimes that it simply don't feel hungry. एक हाथ दिन आता है कि यार I don't feel hungry today. But I noticed this with her a couple of times and elaborate how that shift happened.
So basically what had happened was, why that shift happened was again, I was drained out and I was so frustrated that I just didn't feel like anything was important anymore. I just didn't feel like me being here was important. I didn't feel like I was important to anybody. I didn't feel like I was important to you or any of my friends or my boyfriend, and nobody cared about me. So it's okay if I don't eat. And I just didn't feel hungry. I just didn't. Because I had lost I had lost my importance in me.
Yeah.
In my own eyes. I wasn't important to myself. I didn't find it important to eat or drink water. I didn't find it important to do anything. At that point, if somebody would just offer me a banana, I would be like, oh my god, I'm so full. I'm done. I'm full. And I was just too frustrated, and I just wanted to scream. I just wanted to yell out, and I just wanted to cry. I just wanted to cry my heart out and just scream and just bang the wall, scratch it,
Exactly.
like hurt myself physically so that the pain can reduce from somewhere at least. It just felt heavy. In my heart, in my mind, it just felt heavy. I just couldn't get through it. And that is how I had kind of stopped eating. And then, and the worst part, I started gymming at the same time.
Oh, yes.
I started gymming at the same time. So I was working out, I wasn't eating. So I had lost I think in 1 month, which is not possible if you're working out or if you're eating. I lost around 6 or 7 kilos in 1 month. In 1 month, like that, and it wasn't even like fat or anything. It was literally structural difference. Like I lost in inches, and he was like, "What's wrong with you? You look super thin." And this was during my birthday when I come to Pune. He looked at me. Sorry, he looked at me and he said, "You look thin."
But then he realized
what went wrong. But I had seen her in school when she was a lot thinner. So I was like, yeah, okay, maybe she's going back to that. And
but when I told him I lost this in 1 month, he was like, "What? 1 month?
Don't do that." That was my instant reaction.
Yeah,
like, don't do
that's
that.
unhealthy. How did you get out of that? Because then that's such a to and fro cycle that happened in a short period of time. Like a month to lose that weight and previously gaining a lot. That cycle. How did you break that cycle? Because you mentioned that gymming is something that helped you get out of that.
Yes. So now I had started reading. Sorry, I started reading the first thing, and I started reading a lot of self-help books, and I started googling a lot how to get out of depression, what to do, and the main thing I found out was the main cause of depression, or the main what I understood was because you had nothing to do. If you have nothing to do, you're going to overthink about things. If you overthink about things, you're just going to go deeper and deeper into that trap, and you're not going to get out of it. So how do you distract your mind to stop from it to going there? Just keep it healthy. Think about positive thoughts. How do you get positive thoughts? Even if I'm not getting positive thoughts, how do I just stop thinking? How do I just make myself so tired at night that I don't have the energy to open my eyes and think, and I could just sleep? Because there was a time where I didn't sleep for 2 days and I had taken sleeping pills, and even the sleeping pills didn't work. My grandmother's sleeping pills, it's very strong, but it still didn't work. She gave me half first and didn't work, then she gave me the whole one. It still didn't work, and I was awake. I slept for 2 hours and I got back up, and my grandmother was like,
हाथी है ये तो
क्या हो रहा है? And then how I got out of it was I started reading a lot of things, and I found out that if I distract my mind, if I talk to positive people, and if I don't listen to other people's problems, maybe that will help. And that is when I stopped coming to the group. I just stopped coming.
She stopped completely.
I stopped coming. I blocked out everyone, because when I was sitting there, everybody was talking about their own problems. Ye chalu hai, wo chalu hai, aisa chalu hai, waisa chalu hai. And I was like, I don't want to listen to all of that. I just want to listen to people talking, being positive. Okay, this happened in my life and that was so exciting. Let's do something exciting. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And at that situation, that is how I started gymming, is so that I could remove my anger and put my energy into more into a better place. But then I realized that I'm not eating. So then it was difficult, because it was like I didn't want to eat, but I was still eating. And then I got into a habit of eating healthy. So I just stopped eating fast food. I started eating everything that my mom was giving me, and she was surprised, why are you not doing that? Then I'm eating healthy. So then that happened, and then I started reading, I started gymming. My attitude changed. Because my mind, and I started concentrating more on work. And I got good results in work. I got good results in my gymming. I was happy reading. I was happy listening to music. I was happy meeting people who were positive, talking to them, not talking about my depression or anything, just talking to them about positivity, what's going on in your life, what's the good things that are going on in your life. Listening to them, seeing that they were happy, just made me happy. I was like, okay.
And this is something I can completely relate to, because this is almost the exact routine I followed to get out of a very stupid phase of life. Like, because I was down. I wasn't depressed exactly. I was just down, because there were a series of bad events happened, and like, mera zindagi kharab hai. So getting into that phase, and after that I realized that I'm being stupid about something very silly. So I followed the exact same routine. I kept busy. I started reading, I started writing, and I started meeting people who weren't talking about the same shit every day.
And I think I had started cycling at the same time as well. I started cycling and I met a really good person at that time. That person helped me out a lot in terms of not overthinking about what was going on in my life and everything. And that person made a really good positive impact on me. And I still remember the things that he says, even though he was mean to me. But it was like, okay, like, you people who are the most mean to you are truthful to you. So like, okay, he's telling the truth, I have to listen to him. Like, okay, like that. So he did make a lot of impact in my life, and I mean, he was a major part of me keeping myself busy, because constantly I used to just sit here and I used to overthink in front of him. And he's like, you're overthinking, why do you have to think so much, what she's doing, what is it, like, okay, I'll stop. So you were like a constant reminder that you're overthinking. Stop, bitch, stop. Bitch, doing it again, stop it, I don't want to listen to you. And he was one of those people, he said, I'm not going to take crap from you. Enough. Stop overthinking.
At that point you need something very real.
Like, I'm not listening to that shit. Talk to me about something. And he used to rate me -6. I don't like the story. I don't like this story. -7. And I was like, that's so mean. You can't do that. -6. And okay, fine, -6. Fine. I'll change another story. Then, just so that, my score could increase, I started telling more positive stories. And then he was like, okay, fine. I just gave you such a good thing. And I was like, okay, and this is like very happy. I got a placement. And I came up to him and I got a placement too. Huh? 2? And it was so, at that point, it was funny and it was positive and it was just getting my mind out of
it. It just prepares you that better things happen in life.
Yeah, it does.
And that is important. I guess that is a really great way people can deal with it. You get a person to read your stories, but then this person has to be sane enough to read.
So please don't try that, because it is very risky. We both know that it leads you to fucking depression.
Rating can lead you to depression, but at that point, at that point for me it had become something positive. That okay, you're rating me for it. It was funny. It was funny in a way.
That eventuality was very subjective.
And it was out of nowhere. Like, I'm talking to him like, bro, like, oh, this happened, and like, oh, this happened, and I'm like, what? -4. I'm like, what is -4?
So
like, even if I'm eating ice cream, -2. I'm like, I'm just eating ice cream.
So relationships in this phase.
One thing. Sorry. Firstly, gymming is nice. It's a nice enough distraction to remove your frustration. Secondly, I want to tell you that when you said that you had nothing to do and you started taking things that will occupy you, it has a other side also, which I have faced. That you take on so much responsibilities at one point of time that you don't have time for yourself. This happened to me.
That's what I'm saying. These activities for me. These activities
for you. But for me also, because I had nothing to do and I was also overthinking, I was like, let's work and occupy yourself so much that you don't have time to think. I came to a point that my body was aching. I was like, fuck it, I'll see it, I'll tend to it afterwards. Let me just complete my work, let me just do that. I became a workaholic. It came to a point that I had to go to a hospital, and it was like last week only that I was going through physiotherapy for my back, and my back is still aching because I was working so much. I became a workaholic because of it, just to distract myself from overthinking.
See, so what
I think that's something I can vouch for, because when I started off with my filmmaking career, I was in that phase of overthinking, and I used to overcome it to people. And that was a risky part, because they were clients. They could have sued me for doing something. And I was, at the end of the day, 6 baje mein thak gaya hu, 7 baje ka shoot kaise karega? But I have already committed to him last week. So that's something I went to, like, not as extensive.
But then what I'm trying to say is that...
You guys committed into work.
That was
I got into myself. I invested time in myself.
We engaged in activities which didn't require us to think at all.
Yeah.
Which weren't responsibilities as such.
And my
it was like going to the gym doesn't require me to think. It just requires me to get there, lift those bloody weights, come back home.
And my thing was that, my main cause of depression was because nobody was thinking about me. I was thinking about everybody else. And that main thing just hit me. And I was like, it's time for me. Like, it's my time. I don't care if now it's like, I don't care if anybody gives me time. I know I'm giving time to myself. I know I'm keeping myself healthy. And I am investing in myself, irrespective of if anybody is feeling lonely, if someone comes up to me, you're not giving me time, I'm like, fuck you, it's my time. It's for me, because I know what happened when I wasn't giving myself time. I'm not going to put myself through that again. So this is my time. If you want to deal with it, or just leave. It's fine. If you can't understand that, then it's okay. So these activities that I had done, cycling, gymming, reading, sketching, anything that I was doing was for me, was to do the things that I wanted to do, be it cooking, be it anything else, but the things that I wanted to do. So because I felt like during my depression days, I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. And like I said, I was a people pleaser. I was doing everything that everyone else wanted me to do except for the things that I wanted to do. So that again got me into that phase. Like, now it's my turn. It's my time. I want to do something for myself. If I don't do it now, then when am I going to do it? Just like that.
Yeah, and if any one of you is curious about anorexia, you can Google it, or there's a movie called as To the Boone, which released in 2017. You go watch it, you'll know what anorexia is and what actually happens to people.
Yeah.
So another thing that recently happened in your life is that you moved
I changed my city.
Yeah, you moved to another city.
Yes.
And since then, you have been a very different person. Your levels of happiness and the vibe in general has changed. Because now people want you on the table.
Yeah.
Like, there are 5 out of 3 people will ask him to Hari. So
because when she's in town, it becomes an event.
It becomes an event that, oh, Natasha आई है, oh, right ho. So
because I consider, because I don't know, maybe I'm bragging about myself, because that's something that I've learned recently. The thing is that I feel like when I was there, I used to bring everyone together. I used to be like, okay, come. No, come sit here. How dare you not come? Are you saying no to me? Me? You saying no to me? And I was like, it used to be like, I'm depressed, I can't come today. I said, fuck. Get up, get your ass out of that bed, come here, you will feel better. And I used to tell that to everyone, be it Brock, Lokesh, Ash, anyone it was. I said, come for 5 minutes, but you come. I can't drive that, so I'll send a cab, you come. But you come. So I think that was one of the main reasons why I think that way, that I used to call people, no, you come, you meet me, I don't care anything else. And even when I left, I made sure that I met everyone and I gave enough time that, okay, you know what, if I don't come back, what if I
It was pretty ceremonious the way she we had pictures and everything was done that day. So that is something that changed a lot.
Yeah.
And because your depression is it's very recent, because 2016, right? Yeah, at the end of 2017. And you moved 2 months ago?
Yeah, 2 months ago I moved.
And it has changed a lot, because now we saw you 2 months ago, and now we see changes in the energy level. So how would you say that, was that a struggle, or was that something you were just looking forward to? Were you scared of the struggle as well? I was scared. I was very nervous, and I remember the night before I was leaving, I was stress eating. I had
ये लड़की घर का खाना खत्म करके there was cake, there was biscuits, there was Maggie, there was popcorn, everything that I could get my hands on, I was eating it. And I remember I was talking to that friend that I told you who rates me, mine was too. I was talking to that friend, and we had a fight. We weren't so close and so good at that time. So we had a fight, and I was so upset. He wasn't in town, and I wanted to meet him so nearly and so dearly, but he wasn't there, and that just caused me to be even more stressful, is because I was meeting everybody. And I was like, and the reason for me to meet everybody was because I've been in Nashik for almost 17 years now. I've dealt with every shit I could deal with in Nashik, and I was finally leaving. So I was happy. I had mixed feelings, and I was like, finally I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I'm getting out of the city. I'm going to meet new people who don't know me, and I get a fresh start. I get a fresh start.
That is
I get
really
a fresh start at life in general. Making new friends, trying new food, being more healthy, going out for runs, saying hi to people and everything. And honestly speaking, because of my depression, I turned into an introvert. Like, अगर कोई रास्ते पे जा भी रहेगा ना, usually how I am, like I don't know that person. I make that person awkward, bloody. Like, how are you? I don't know you. I'm like, how are you? And when I turned into an introvert, I wasn't doing that. Anybody, even if if he did something.
Don't do that.
I do weird stuff all the time.
It's the social presence that you're scared of. You don't want to be socially present.
And
you don't want to be noticed.
Yeah, you don't want to be.
I don't want to do that. And then I was this just made me feel like, okay, new people, I can embarrass new people, I can get into what I was doing. Nobody knows me, nobody's going to judge me, nobody's going to remind me of how I was in Nashik or what what rumors were going on or whatever it was and everything. And that's why it was so important for me to meet this person. He didn't make me. But at the end it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Because I was happy, I was leaving, and this was something that I was doing for myself. Irrespective of anybody was with me, without me, it didn't matter. And I was just so happy that this is one big step that I'm taking, and it's for myself. And my parents were with me. Not like, oh, where are you going and everything. And it's not like I was going to a completely random city. I have relatives there and everything to take care of me. But I was going to live independently. I was going to live in a flat. I was going to, keep away from my family. I was going to keep away from my friends. And I've never been away for so long.
Yeah, right.
Because when you're in a city for too long, the entirety of our life is dealing with our past. And when you're in the same city for too long, your past is still around. So that excitement of going to the new city was overpowering the fear that you were facing. Ki, yaar, akela rehne ka, ye, wo, sab.
That's why I stressed eat for 1 hour.
But that's fair. That's fair, I guess.
Oh, dude, your 1 hour is a lot. So don't.
But that was after a very long time that I had eaten so much food, and I was like, oh my god, I think I'm stress eating again. And I realized that, and I was like, okay, stop. Just go to bed. Don't think about it. And I was so excited to go to Pune. So excited, even though it's like 200 kilometers away. It's not a big deal. But I was so excited to go to Pune, and
she didn't bloody sleep. I
didn't sleep. I did not sleep. I was so excited. The next day I had my bus at like 7 o'clock. I had 3 bags. My mom had made omelette sandwich. My favorite, she made omelette sandwich. And I forgot about it. I forgot about food. I was so excited. I forgot about food. And I think changing the city also took my mind off a lot of things that I was going through. Be it the frustration, be it my relatives, be it what they had said, be it everything
I guess
that was there.
One thing that happened was that we as a people, you have seen the group and it's highly dysfunctional. And so I guess getting out of that environment helped you a lot.
Yes.
So again, I was going to talk about people, because by the time she left, she had already overcome the fact that this is something we talked about in the previous podcast. Like, if you are down, you don't let other people, negative people around you, like if you find a negative person, cut him off.
She had already dissociated from the lot.
Since our group was not just, it wasn't negative as such, it was just dysfunctional. I mean, dysfunctional is the only word I can use for it. But since she was in that phase that she's cutting off negative people, then she's cutting off dysfunctional people, and now she has to reach that mental stability that even if the good people don't meet her, she's not.
I'm not going to be affected by it.
She's not going to be affected. So that changed, and when you were in Pune, whatever I heard through blog, like you are good people, your flatmates are great, you called a good place. That is something it was just like a reflection. You got out of something, and because you were happy on a fresh plate, everything was great.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything was served fresh because you were happy yourself.
And it's like, in terms of, cutting out negative people and being mentally, stable, that I can handle these kind of people. I am now in the zone is... This I've read from a book and I love it. I love it to the core. It says that abusive language, but it says that you have a very small lifetime, okay, and you have a very few fucks to give.
Yes.
Right? So make it worthwhile. Make even your giving a fuck a worthwhile.
Yeah.
It should be important. You can't just keep giving fucks around for all the small things.
Yeah.
If he's crying, why do you care? It's not something that you have to give a fuck about.
Yeah.
It's what matters to me. If it matters. If he's crying because of me, okay, then what happened? If he's just crying randomly, I'm not gonna give a fuck about it.
You're not gonna, like, you shouldn't worry about people ranting about random shit.
Yes, I think the real meaning behind the sentence is that don't get indulged into things. Like, care but don't get indulged. Like, wo ro raha hai, main bhi rohega. Get him out of that.
Not even that.
Even if you don't want to get him out of that.
Not even that. If someone is crying, there are two things you can do about it.
Yeah.
You can find out why he's crying.
Or just not give a fuck about it because it's not related to you.
Or just get out of there.
Yeah.
It's not related to you. So basically that sentence means...
Oh, shit.
Okay. So where we were...
basically that sentence means.
Basically that sentence means is that give importance to things that are actually important and not just random things. Like prioritize.
Something
make
that will
things
make
priority.
a difference to your life and you on a very personal level, and a longer scale of time.
Because again, one more thing that was mentioned is because something or the other is going to happen. Be it good, be it bad, it's the world, it's still gonna happen. Whether you give a fuck, whether you don't give a fuck. If somebody is crying because of you, they're still gonna cry. Whether you go up to and talk to that person or not, it's whether you give a fuck or not, whether that person is a priority for you to go up and talk to that person or not. If things are going bad with you or you, it's none of my concern. They're gonna go bad with you. Max to max, what I could do is that, okay, maybe I want to talk to you, but it's my choice. And I took the choice that I don't want to talk to you. Deal with your problems because I dealt with mine. If I can do it, you can do it. Simple as that. And if you can't do it, then find somebody else. Please don't come to me. I'm not going to help you. If I feel like it, that if you're like very important to me, if I have to prioritize, if he comes up to me and tells me that okay, I have a problem, okay, come sit and tell me. I'll give you 1 hour. If you're going to still cry after that, I'm sorry.
That's it. There's like a cap limit to how much you can take.
You give a cap limit, but like if someone is crying, like I have dealt with one of my friend who was standing on the on the terrace and was about to jump and like she called me up to say yaar, I'm going bye karke. And she was crying and I was like, okay, generally what happens is I fuck it out, deal with it. But at times you need to know why what is happening with that person, because when you were depressed, there was no one to help you. But if lending a ear to someone helps them, then why not?
No, this is about the power of choice rather than what you do.
Now,
it's the choice because
if someone really matters that much to me, and it's a very selfish thought and it's a very legitimate thought. See, I'm not saying that we shouldn't help people. I am saying that you should help people as long as it is comfortable for you.
True enough.
So, I mean, if I was in that situation and somebody called me up and said, I'm about to jump and I'm crying, profusely crying, I would have not responded. Honestly speaking, I would not have. I mean, that's. I'm not saying I'm like a mean person and I want that person to die or anything. I would be like, why have you called me up? First of all, okay. Do you think I'm that important that you have to tell me whether you're going to jump or not? Okay. First, that is the first thing. If you really think that I'm important, why are you calling me? Why don't you meet me? Jumping is not an option. That's what I think. So if somebody calls me up and says me...
Everyone thinks that. Jumping is not
an option. So if anyone calls me up and says I'm very unhappy with my life and I'm going to jump, my instant reaction is going to be cut. I don't want to deal with this. This is not something I can handle. This is not something I want to go through. Because if because if I know if I say something wrong or if I don't give the proper advice, that will be my responsibility. I don't want to take responsibility for something like this. If he comes up to me face to face and he comes up and says, okay, I feel like I want to kill myself right now, I can be like, okay, I can talk to you. But if you're already at that moment and you're calling me up, I am not taking responsibility. I'm sorry. That's just not.
Okay.
So this has been fun.
This was one
interesting. Lot of
really
stories, lot of topics that we covered this time. And as a solution, what would you like to say?
As a solution, I would say the first thing that I had done as a mistake, I wouldn't want anybody else to do it, is go up to your parents and talk to your parents. Is because even if they can't give a solution, they can at least help you get through it. Do not worry about them thinking, you're a disappointment, that you can't take care of responsibilities. Itni si cheez ho gayi aur tu dar gaya. Do not worry about them thinking that way, because at the end of the day, they are your parents, and what they most worry about is your mental health and your physical health, irrespective of whether you're a coward, whether you're strong enough, or whether it doesn't matter to them. What matters to them is that you're alive, and that that you had the courage and the strength and the generosity to make your parents a part of that problem or that situation. And I have, they'll just be happy thinking that, okay, my child thinks of me
as a support
as a support system, and that
so that is like making them part of your adulthood as well.
Yeah, exactly,
not just a child.
exactly. And one more thing is that just don't hesitate talking to your parents. I mean, they are the best support and the best solution system that that is possibly ever possible or for a person to be. So I mean, even if a psychiatrist can't help you anything, even if you have to go to a psychiatrist, or even if there are no friends or anything like that, your parents are the first thing that you should go up to and tell them, okay, that this is the problem and you need to help me go through it. Do not tell the relatives, do not tell anything.
Exactly, do not tell the relatives, because
I'm embarrassed enough. I need to go through this with you guys, not with anybody else. Try to understand my situation. But you need to be clear enough again.
You need to be very clear about that.
And be very communicative. And it's difficult, but you need to try it out, because they are the best people that can help you.
In conclusion, we'd like to say, talk to your parents. They're going to help you. Bring changes into your routine. Read. Self-help is great. Don't go for motivational speeches.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that. Read something that will help you. Then, again, changes in routine. Better changes. Try eating healthier. Try. If you're not comfortable with it, don't go with it. And yes, do that. Talk to people, talk to us.
If you are overthinking, just clean your mind for 2 minutes and just jot down what are the things that are making you happy and start doing that. Because that will
keep yourself busy.
True.
Invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself. Keep yourself busy. And that's it for today. Links are in the description as usual.
You know the drill. It has been great. Thank you for coming.
Subscribe.
Thank you so much.